Hey there, chart friends. Lamont here from Chart Guys, checking in on the solar sector. Okay, so I believe on Thursday I was talking about how the ideal situation for bulls would have been to hold this shelf of support here, which doesn't look like much on the daily time frame, except obviously you can see the price action up here, has verified at least this top level to be meaningful, but we weren't terribly confident in our lower level just because it was drawn off of this tiny little hourly range. That being said, on Friday, practically the ideal situation played out where there was some follow through, and then the Bulls were able to print a higher low inside of this range. The only thing they were missing was that hourly trend change. Had they been able to break to a higher high over the PM high of 73.08, which obviously was a incredibly tall order 3 hours into the day, to pull back this much, to pull back more than 50% and then break to a new high of day is, on the same day as on the hourly chart at least, is not terribly likely. So this was pretty much the best case scenario for Thursday. However, obviously with the markets weak today, came back down and tested this channel support one more time. So at this point, I'm far more confident in this channel support now that we've had 1, 2, 3, 4 points of contact, and this one was obviously a really clean touch. Now, obviously, it was also a double bottom, but I still feel like that adds some validity to the support of the channel. So, where do we stand now? Ideally, this double bottom will hold here, and if that is the case, then we can expand this range. And the best case scenario then would be for bulls to essentially base here, or make enough space, see some hourly follow through on this bounce, print a higher low, change the trend, and have us confidently set a daily low here as this double bottom. Okay. So that being said, the most likely situation going into tomorrow is probably just a tightening range. The odds of breaking to a higher high over 71.10 from here are pretty low. So ideally what the bulls would do is just pull back, set a healthy higher low, and break 71.10. Anything over 68.17 will be a higher low, and then they'll just again want to break key resistance of 71.10 to change that hourly trend and be confident in that daily low being set. Hey, ORA. Hey, ORA trade played out. Alrighty then, so ORA bulls on this bounce actually did not even set a higher low, so really right now it's still fairly healthy for the bulls. So this shelf of support has held, unlike tan, which lost that shelf of support. This shelf of support held, and now we're backtesting this upper trend line, the horizontal trend line, as potential support. So right now, if you turn off the extended hours, really all you have is the bulls are still looking for this healthy hourly higher low. So ideal situation tomorrow for bulls would be to hold this low of 70.65 and break to a higher high over 72.81 to confirm this hourly trend change in regular trading hours, and have bulls pretty confident that that daily low is set and keeping this weekly bull flag alive. So ORA, again, one of the names that I prefer because it's had all this consolidation in the past, whereas some of our other names have just been running nonstop. I also like this as a flag because it's coming out of a base, right? That's the ideal flag when it comes out of a base like that. Okay, so that's pretty much it for ORA. That's pretty much it. Ideally, the bulls will start off strong pretty much right away off the bat tomorrow. Even if they continue to pull down, the bears, I mean, if they continue to push down, there's still potential to set a higher low over 68.76. So the key support is just 68.76 right here. This candle. Okay, JKS. So not confident that this daily higher low is set yet. Anything over 1894 will be a daily higher low. So bulls are still just looking for that sometime. in the near term, I would imagine at least. Let's see if we change the hourly trend. Yeah, you could say we've changed the hourly trend. So with this little higher low here and higher high, break to a higher high, we have this hourly trend change, so we can be fairly confident that the daily higher low has been set now. So ideal situation tomorrow for bulls will be to just make some more space. We want to see some more follow through on this hourly trend change. Let's see. Some follow through on this hourly trend change, and even if we were to come up and potentially reject from the 7360s or so, that would just set up an inverse head and shoulder, something to watch out for potentially. Again, if there's a rejection from 360, maybe that could set up. So ideally, the bulls will break to a higher high tomorrow over 66.80 and then pull back to set a healthy hourly higher low over, I'm just going to default to this low over here, over 62.63. Run. Okay, so run, one of our weaker names. I've been looking at it for clues. As soon as it broke down to this into this lower base, it was trying to base over these tops before. All right, these couple major tops over here. This one and this one here, and it failed obviously. And the day that it failed, I think we had some good clues for tan and JKS, I believe. So that when knowing that ORA broke into the range, it was a pretty big clue for JKS to finally show some consolidation. Okie dokie. So let's see. The trend is still very much bearish. We are looking for a weekly higher low. Anything over 42.61 will be a weekly higher low. No sign of that being printed yet. In order for us to be confident that that is set, we just need to see a big daily move up, a higher low and a higher high. So again, no sign of that yet. Let's check the hourly time frame. Okay, so the hourly time frame is starting to look a bit interesting here. Maybe clean it up. It's starting to look like a wedge to me. Mark it off. I guess that's more of a channel A. Let's mark that off as. Well, actually, it's so steep. All right, so I guess if you mark it off like that, then yes, it definitely does look more wedgy than channel-y. And we're getting to the point where you would anticipate a break. Typically, they break 60% into the pattern, so if it were to continue down, we would not have much faith in this falling wedge break bull. So, let's see. Ideal situation tomorrow would be for this wedge to break bullish. If this wedge were to break bullish, then this essentially what you'd have is a early trend change, right? So if tomorrow, if the bulls can hold this low of 54.70 and break to a high over 59.06, they will have changed the hourly trend and confidently set this daily low here. And then ideally, they'll just see some follow through to make space for a potential daily higher low. And bears will be scouting a lower high under 67.38, daily lower high. I guess actually there's a little lower high right there. Lower high. I still would be fine top fishing this level, even if it's not looking for a daily lower high. Bears will be looking to top fish 67.38, ideally in hourly overbought conditions. Mark that off. Mindful of that. The pivot is also there as well for the month. FSLR on the daily time frame. Yeah, pretty healthy. Just going sideways, maintaining some sideways chop over this previous high over here is definitely a good look, as long as the bulls can stay over that previous high. Not bad, not bad. And on a day like today, it was a pretty bloody day. To maintain this strength is Pretty good look. So let's see now. Bulls have made a decent amount of space now to set a potential hourly high or low. So ideally tomorrow they'll see some more follow through, but even if they were to start consolidating from here, there's plenty of space over 80.67 to set a potential high or low. After which they'll want to break to an hourly higher high. The current high right now is 84.29. So if we were to pull back right away tomorrow, ideally they will hold 80.67, break to a higher high over 83.56 to confirm that hourly trend change, and have bulls confident that this daily higher low has been. And bears can be top fishing the range as well. All those rejections there. Well, I don't love a bearish play here as much as I do the bull side, just because it does look like a flag. Oh, actually, there is a resistance over there. I don't want to top fish here, though. If anything, I would be patient and start looking up at the 105 levels to look bearish. So, let's see. All right, that pretty much covers it, I think. Thanks for tuning in, and I will see you all soon.